Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Yeah. Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of a can. But to make it round the world, man, the holes in your hand. Popcorn world. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
You're now listening to the Brothers of the Five. At shooting guard, it's your boy, Killer Cam. At small forward, it's Reggie Love. At point guard, Steve Major. At power forward, I'll be. And at center, Mr. Noise, Lloyd Spence. And now, the Brothers of the Five. Add one more plus me into the It's the flu game for your boy. Been down for a minute, but I'm back with the sports jump off. Couldn't stay away. Am I feeling my best tonight? No. Am I under the weather? A little bit. But damn it, when there's this much breaking news, you got to play hurt. You got to get in the game and just give them 38 and 12, cough up a lung, and get up out of there. That's what I'm here to do tonight. This is how champions play, baby. This is how champions play. You see what I'm saying? Nothing but champions on these screens right now. C major, wait a minute. C major, right there.
No.
Killer Cam is down there somewhere. I don't know where he at, but he'll be back. He'll be back in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. A lot to talk about. We're not even going to waste your time. We're coming in hot right off the jump. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a new condition in sports. It's breaking news. The whole show is just breaking news. We're coming out the gate hot right now. Nick Saban drops the biggest bomb of 2024 next to Cat Williams. Nick Saban retired 2024. Ain't playing with y'all. 2024 ain't playing with y'all. I got a homie right now. Shout out to my boy Marco Meadows, wherever he is. Diehard Alabama fan. No, we're not going to do Cat on this show. But I'm just saying, 2024 ain't playing with y'all. 2024 is coming in hot. Nick Saban, Chad.
You're welcome.
Done.
You're welcome.
Is it? You know what? You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to take.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You trying to say it's Michigan retired Nick Saban?
Get him out of here. He's done. He's done. Courtesy of the Michigan Wolverines.
Hey, I don't know if anybody outside of Ann Arbor believes that.
Hey,
man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. That would shock me. That one shocked me because it seemingly came out of nowhere. Like he just was like, I'm out. I'm like, what?
Either he's going to actually retire, or I don't know if it may be a long shot. Maybe he's going back to the NFL.
Do you believe he's really?
I say it's a long shot, but that's the only way you leave Alabama if you're just gonna leave and just not coach anymore. I mean, he's had a 28-year career, so I mean, he could just leave.
Maybe he's going to coach the Patriots. Shout out to my soror, Tanisha. Good to see you, soror. And we're talking about Nick Saban from Alabama University.
Roll Tide. They just they're gonna place one old dude with another old dude.
Yeah, but you're not just don't do that, Chad. You're not.
But I'm saying
one old dude you're replacing one legend, one greatest of all time with another greatest of all time.
But the coaches are getting younger. The game is getting younger. The coaches.
That don't mean they're getting better. That don't mean they're getting better. You trying to tell me you wouldn't want Michigan wouldn't want Nick Saban? Y'all gonna lose.
I ain't saying all that.
That's what I'm saying. That's a legend, bro. You got hit. That man ain't forgot how to coach.
Nah, but I mean, if you're gonna leave, either leave to sit down or leave to go to the NFL, I guess.
Well, I'm hearing that it's more likely that he's gonna join ESPN and College Game Day with some ridiculously sized check.
Well, that's another option too.
Somebody's gonna pay him some insane amount of money to come sit on the College Game Day set, and I mean that check is gonna be massive.
And it's less stressful too. So I get it.
So I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna start asking you this question: what will be? Well, let's just start at the top. Is Nick Saban the greatest of all time when it comes to college football? Greater than Bear Bryant, his predecessor. Greater than Bo Schembechler. Greater than Woody Hayes. Greater than Lou Holtz. Is he the greatest of all time? Undeniable, no question.
I would have to say yeah. I would say yeah. I mean, because I've never seen all them other guys really. So I mean, other than Lou Holtz and so I would say of my era, me watching football, yes.
Okay, now my boy I talked about him a minute ago, Marco Meadows. Shout out to the diehard Marco Meadows. He's saying they already got the head coach in place. Now, here's the question. Is that guy stupid or not? Because do you want to be the guy to replace the guy? Or do you want to be the guy that replaced the guy that failed replacing the guy? You know what I'm saying? It's easier to be the guy that failed replacing the guy than it is to be the guy replacing the guy.
I mean, Nick Saban was not going to coach forever, so this had to be done. But I'm interested to see who's it going to be, because is it going to be somebody with Alabama ties? Former coach?
Doesn't it have to be?
I think so.
Marco, put in the chat. Put in the chat who you think it is. Yeah, I've heard of several names already.
Yeah,
the most obvious is the most obvious two were Dabo, which Dabo makes the most sense.
Yeah,
that makes the most sense. But the other one I heard was Dan Lenning of Oregon.
Yeah, I heard that too. I mean, whoever's going to be the coach, they have to have a great recruiting mind, because Alabama is one of the best recruiting schools. So they have to have a good recruiting mind.
But now here's my question to you. Is it though anymore? Like, doesn't Alabama fall back? Hold on, let me ask this question. Doesn't Alabama fall back to the pack now that Nick is gone?
Yes, a little bit, because Nick Saban is not there and people want to play for Nick Saban, but it's still Alabama at the end of the day. So, I mean, yes, but I mean, it's probably 50-50, but people want to play for Nick Saban, but a lot of people want to be at Alabama. So that's why I say it probably has to be a big name somebody with Alabama ties so they can keep the tradition going.
So what's a big name?
I mean, you mentioned two. You mentioned two right there.
Marco said the day was already in place before the season started, but Dabo is not the guy who they're getting. Okay, so who is it, Marco? Who you think they're getting? Because to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, Dan Lanning doesn't move the needle. To me,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
I don't think that's a name that moves the needle. And you're not gonna get Sark back. Why would he leave Texas?
Yeah, I think he's probably about to sign a new contract anyway. I think
They're probably about to lace that boy up. So
yeah,
you're not gonna get Sark back. You're not gonna get Kirby. If I'm Kirby, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't leave Georgia to go to Alabama for what?
no. Could it be somebody on the current staff?
Alabama. Huh?
Could it be somebody on the current staff?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I
mean, it has to be a name, definitely.
Okay, so let's put the names out there that could do it. To me, the names are simple. It's Dabo, it's Dan Lanning, it's Kirby. I'm not Kirby. Lane. I can see Lane leaving Ole Miss to come to Alabama. I mean, that's a gangster move.
Yeah.
Somebody said Mike Norvell. If you Mike Norvell, do you do that though? Well, you know what? If you Mike Norvell, you might. For this reason, and this reason only. Because the ACC is a hot mess right now. And you can get out of that mess right now. But does Mike Norvell move the needle though?
I don't think he moves the needle. I think they need somebody that can stop these recruits from leaving. Because, Deion's waiting in the woods for these recruits and everybody else.
Oh, you think he done taken to Colorado. Lincoln Riley is another name. I like Lincoln Riley. Would Lincoln leave USC in the Big Ten to go coach Alabama?
In a heartbeat. It's Alabama. You want to be in the list.
I don't like Vrabel. Vrabel doesn't do anything for me.
It's gonna be somebody like that, Riley, that can be the next up and be there for 20, 30 years like Nick Saban was if he's successful. So I don't
think it's Deion. I would listen.
No.
I would be beyond stunned if Deion Sanders left Colorado to go to Alabama. But I don't think Deion's going to do that.
He's just trying to get his kids through school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be somebody with Alabama ties for sure.
Marco seems to think it's Dan Lanning. They're saying he's en route as we speak. I don't like Dan Lanning there personally. That does nothing for me. That does nothing. I don't understand what that does.
I mean, the only thing he probably brings some Oregon players with him. That's about it. But that doesn't, like you said, that doesn't really do anything in the grand scheme of things.
I feel like Dan Lanning is a dramatic step back, but you listen. Anybody that you sign as the head coach is a step back.
So if you're the AD, who are you giving the papers to?
I think I make the call to Dabo.
Yeah.
I think I make the call to Dabo, and I just pay the buyout and just give him what he wants and come on, let's do it.
Yeah, because I think his time is up in Clemson as far as him. No, he needs a fresh start. So I think that'll be the best
start. He needs a fresh start, and he don't want to play the game of NIL at Clemson. So Alabama's already got a system in place for the NIL. So just all you gotta do is just come in and coach, and they'll take care of the rest.
Exactly.
So I think I would do Dabo. Now I know why they're doing Dan because of the Nike ties, but I just don't think Dan is the right play. John said, "Only coach that won't get a call is Ryan Day." That is true.
Facts. Yeah.
Ryan Day will not be getting a shot at any of this. That is facts.
But I mean, maybe they're going for Lanning because he may be a little bit cheaper. So maybe that's it.
Well, they're going for Lanning because yes, number one, it's going to be cheaper, and number two, he's been in the culture. So I get why they're doing it. I just don't think it's the right. But listen, I don't know if there is a right. That's the other part. I don't know if there is a right. Like it's Nick Saban, bro. Like what are we talking about right now? I don't know if there is a right, and maybe Dan Lanning is the perfect dude to do it because he's gonna struggle there for at least a year or two. Because I don't think he's gonna get the same recruits that that Nick could get. And then John, shout out! I love our audience so much because they be doing the research. John said Lanning got a $20 million buyout and Dabo got a 7.5. See, already Dabo's a better buy.
Exactly.
Already Dabo's a better buy.
Marco, you're gonna be in the transfer portal.
I think Dan Lanning could be good. Lanning could be good just because I don't think he's gonna do as well as Nick could do off the start. Now, Dabo could walk in and probably keep the train moving exactly the way it was before, probably. Yeah. But I don't think Dan can. We're gonna see. If it is Dan Lanning, we're gonna see. But I think the playing field levels all the way out now. I really do. I think it's gonna be interesting. And John saying Lanning is a better recruiter. He is when he's not the head coach. And he is when he's head coaching at Oregon. But this ain't Oregon. And all that slick talking stuff that he was doing at Oregon and the fancy this and that and you can't sell that at Alabama. The one thing that Nick could sell that Dan Lanning can't is that Nick was a winner. He was a pipeline to the NFL. Dan Lanning cannot sell that. Now he could try and sell Alabama as a pipeline to the NFL, but we don't know if that's true now that Nick Saban is gone. Now, we don't even know how many of those kids are going to stay. Listen, the news is only 3 hours old. Now let's check the transfer portal here in the next 2 days and see how many of these brothers be like, peace. Jimbo Fisher is an interesting name.
That is
an interesting name. And you might be able to get him for a cheaper price since Texas A&M is already breaking him off a little something.
Yeah. That's an interesting name for sure.
Jimbo Fisher is an interesting name. But but we agree unquestionably with that beyond the shadow of a doubt, Nick Saban greatest of all time. That's the legacy. Good luck to who the first person is trying to follow them footsteps. Good luck to you. Those footsteps are as big as Phil Jackson's was when he left the Bulls and the Lakers. Good luck. It did not end well for any of those coaches. Frank Vogel won the title and still got booted out.
It's rough. It's rough, man.
Legacy. Hey, them legacy footsteps is different, bro. Them legacy footsteps is different. All right, let's keep it going. Question 2 is Pete Carroll is out. Nobody saw that coming. A lot of firings went down. A lot of people we thought were going to get fired got fired. But nobody saw Pete Carroll being out. He kind of retired, sort of.
Yeah.
Like
he's in the front office now, right?
Well, they said he's an advisor. Not sure what that means. I'm not sure he's going to stay in that advisor role. Pete sounded, if you listen to the press conference today, Pete sounded like he wanted to still coach. He didn't sound like he want to be nobody's advisor.
Yeah. Advisor means you come in about Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
No. Advisor means don't call us, we'll call you when we think we got something we want to talk to you about.
You come to practice.
Right. How they look, Pete? They look good. That's advising. I don't know. First of all, Pete to me has a complicated legacy there because he brought them the first title there. They were highly competitive, won a bunch of division titles. I think 5 in his tenure. Legendary defense with the Legion of Boom. But here toward the end, I don't know, man. That this ending was kind of weird. These last 2 or 3 years was kind of weird to me. And then even the way this ended period is a little weird to me. There's a lot of reports coming out to say that he kind of lost the locker room, lost the team a little bit. The day they lost, they was in the locker room smoking cigars, chilling, not really taking the loss that seriously. The word that I'm hearing coming out of Seattle is that a lot of the younger guys couldn't relate to Pete Carroll. They couldn't relate to him, which is interesting because he's 72. So I mean,
yeah, that's what I was saying. The league is getting younger, man. So the coaches are getting younger, and they're getting a little bit more leeway to do some stuff.
But is that good though? I don't know if that's a good thing. Do we need more player coaches or do we need more mentors?
You would think mentors, but people want to be liked. So I mean, it's new school against old school. The old school way is not what it used to be, and now they're doing things the new school way. So I mean, you don't have that mentor mentality anymore. You have that I want to be liked. I want to say the right thing to not piss off anybody. So
I've been watching the Hard Knocks with the Miami Dolphins. You've been watching that on HBO?
I saw the early episodes. I have to catch
up. I've been watching it every week. It's been really fascinating because Mike McDonald is a very fascinating dude. He's different. I ain't never seen a coach like him before. He's definitely all in on players coach. He is exactly what today's new school, in the words of Masoro there, he's a new school way coach. He's player friendly. He's always motivational. He tries to talk the talk. He tries to keep it real. I'm one of you. We're in this together kind of thing. There's no I'm sitting on the throne and you guys, it's not that anymore. It's not that I'm the coach and you are my young steeds or whatever. It's not that. And that, I don't know. I'm not going to say one way is better than another because I don't really know. Like, I'm not sure one way is better than another as much as I'm just trying to understand every way that is going on. I didn't say that's my little sister. I didn't say I was feeling better. I'm playing hurt. This is my flu game. I still got the cough. I'm trying to suppress it.
Yeah.
I got my water over here. I'm trying to drink it down. Yeah. So I'm just playing hurt today.
I think Mike Coach McDaniel is a perfect example of that new school way of thinking, being able to kind of bridge the gap. He's got new school, but then he can give you old school tendencies too. So I think that's also what's going on in New England with Belichick. I think the players there probably are feeling the same way as those Seahawks players, and that's rumbling of him possibly leaving too. So I think it's the same situation. They forced Carrol out though. I think. So I don't know if they're gonna.
Yeah, they kind of edged him out. Yeah, I don't know. And again, I don't. If you ask me which way is better, I don't know. Mike Tomlin is a player's coach to me, but they have the highest respect for Mike Tomlin as their head coach, as their leader, and they listen to him and they follow him. So Mike kind of got a little bit of old school and a little bit of new school in him. Exactly. Whereas like Coach Mike McDonald, he's all new school. He is all new school. Salah up in the Jets, New York Jets. He's all new school to me. He has no old school in him at all. But Coach Vrabel, who also is out, that was another shocker. Tennessee Titans, I don't know what they're trying to accomplish, but I think he's a little bit of both. He's definitely got some strong old school tendencies, just like Dan Campbell. But they do understand their players. So if you're asking me which style is the best, I don't know. I think it all stems around the overall culture of what you're trying to accomplish as a team. But do you think Pete Carroll still has what it takes to coach an NFL team? John thinks he's going to Carolina. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I've been kind of iffy on him since that pass at the goal line. So I don't know. It's kind of iffy for me because I don't know. Yeah, I think he's regressed since that time. That pass on the goal line kind of haunts him in the Super Bowl. So the decision making probably has gone down. So I think that if you can't make decisions on the sidelines and you can't make them, intelligently.
You can't make decisions on the sidelines? Because you use the word can't.
It's hard for him to make decisions on the sideline. I feel like they feel like he can't. That's why they let him go. So I think he can't make decisions on the sideline. And as far as since that moment, the team has regressed. So I think he has better suited maybe in a different occupation at this point.
Do you think his decision making is the problem?
Would you throw a pass on the 1 yard line?
Okay, but that was years ago, bro. Like, I don't know if that's the problem now.
Okay, since then, have they been a winning ball club?
Yes, they've been in the playoffs several times, many times. They just haven't been back to the Super Bowl. But as you know, as a Cowboy fan, you know that's not an easy thing to get to.
Had to dig, huh?
I'm not digging. I'm just trying to give the facts.
I'm just saying at some point you have to grow with the game and grow with your players. Now, I think that was the issue that he's having. That having a pulse of the locker room is very important. And so if a coach doesn't have that,
I don't disagree with you or John in that the younger coach is a thing now. I love what these young coaches did. To me, D'Amico Ryan, I think Shane Steichen did at the Colts. What Antonio Pierce did this to save the Raiders season and make them relevant. I think, man, those are Coach of the Year candidates right there, especially D'Amico and Shane. So I don't know, man. Stefanski, let's talk about Stefanski and Cleveland. I mean, they did an amazing job coaching this year. So I don't know if the old school way is still the way. But I don't know if it's not either. It's probably somewhere in the middle. And teams just got to figure out how to get that balance or whatever. But do I still think Pete Carroll can coach? Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't think guys like Pete Carroll or Nick Saban forget how to coach. Nick Saban was literally in the college football playoffs this year. So, and if you watch Alabama from the beginning of the year to the end, that was all Nick Saban. Because they went from a team who didn't even know who their quarterback was to playing some really solid football down the stretch. So I don't know, man. I don't know if a great coach stops being a great coach. Maybe he just stops being a great coach at that location and moves, and you maybe you just need a new a breath of fresh air, move on from a different place, go to a different place or whatever. But definitely some shockers today. So that leads us to question number 3, man. What is the state of college football, man? Your Michigan Wolverines won the national championship. Shout out to them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will say this. I was very surprised at that game because I really, really, really thought Washington's offense was going to play far better than they did. And for them to for Michael Penix to be shell-shocked as much as he was, I was really surprised by that. And I'll even go a step further. And I know people are not going to like this, but it's my opinion. He probably cost himself quite a bit because, because he looked rattled. He looked completely rattled at points in that game. And, now let's be fair. I want to be fair. Michigan Wolverines defense looked like the doggone 2000 Baltimore Ravens. I mean, they was throwing some exotic looks at him, bro. I mean, linebackers who were dropping in and out of the pass rush, and I mean, it was. I was like, God, dog, this is like a pro defense. So he saw some stuff he had never seen before. So let's be fair to that in that regard. But he looked shook. Like he looked really, 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 really shook. And there were moments where I don't know if he played himself out of the first round, but he may have. Like
I think he just needs a good combine. Yeah, he just get a good combine.
Well, listen, a good combine will fix a lot of things,
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to get bigger as well. He's gonna have to get bigger. He's gonna have to get a little stronger. He's got some work to do.
So you're telling me if he's there when y'all pick, you can pass him?
Y'all be in the New York Giants. You're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
You can pass him.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay, so if he's there at what 5, are you gonna pass him over? By what you saw in the college football playoffs?
If Jaden Daniels is gone, yes.
I ain't asking.
No, we're not passing him up. If Jaden Daniels is gone, no. Yeah. But if Jaden Daniels is there, yes, we're passing him up.
That's understandable.
Yeah, because I think Jaden might be the real thing.
Yeah.
But Mike could be the real thing too. He's just gonna need some more. I gotta have somebody back there that understands what the modern game looks like and is not gonna second guess himself like he did in that game. There were times where Mike should have just ran. And Mike wouldn't run. He wanted to stay in the pocket. And I respect him for that. But there's a price to pay when you stay in the pocket against a great defense. You're probably gonna get your ass sacked.
I think I'm owed an apology from you. I think Reggie. I think Ken.
Apology for what?
But you've been saying that Michigan ain't played nobody all year.
I did.
And we finally played two quality teams.
And hey, listen, all apologies are given to you, my little brother, because you are 1,000% correct, sir. That was a defense for the ages. They were much better than I thought they were. But y'all still didn't play nobody. That part is true. But apparently that didn't matter because they showed me something, man.
You wanted to be impressed if we played Georgia and did that. That's what you wanted.
Not necessarily. Listen. You said it early in the season. All you can play is who's in front of you, and the people that y'all played, they brought it. Now, the offense wasn't that great. You know, McCarthy is good, but he ain't like in an NFL draft, you probably talking about a kid that's probably 5th or 6th, 7th rounder. Like he's not great. He's okay. But he leaves a lot to be desired. But that defense across the board, they were solid, man. They were 100% solid, and they played like a unit. That's the thing that I don't think people understood. It's not that one guy was so much better than everybody else. Although I will say number 55, not sure who he is. He's amazing.
Graham, I think. Brandon.
What's his name?
Graham. I think
Graham, yeah. He was amazing. I like his energy. He'd be a nice steal in maybe the 2nd or 3rd round. But listen, as a unit, they play well together. They played very well together.
And what you said was kind of true as far as the Baltimore Ravens, because that team looked like a Baltimore Ravens team. Okay, like back in the day, okay offense, serviceable offense, awesome defense.
Yeah, and great running game. Running game. I mean, which brings me to this too, Blake Corum. Would you take Blake Corum in the draft? Not first round though. I don't think he's the first round. He's too small.
Not first round, but yes. From what we have now, yes.
If I could steal him somewhere,
I'm talking like
if I could steal him somewhere in the, I would probably try to steal him in the 3rd. Yeah, John said the same thing. If I could steal him in like the 3rd round, I wouldn't mind doing that. There's something about that kid. It's something about that kid that he has an intangible that you can't coach. And that's that dog mentality to go just find the end zone. Exactly. And I'm one now. I don't know if he has the size and the strength to go play against grown men, but he played great against the men he played against.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out
real quick.
He should get
third round. He may not even be 3rd round. He may be 4th or 5th round. I don't know, but he's got something interesting.
It's all about the good combine at this point.
I ain't gonna say that, John. He said it reminds of ETN. I don't know about that. He don't have. I don't think he has that. But I will say he's like a poor man's. He's like a poor man's Mike Allstott. You remember Mike Allstott?
Yeah.
He's like a poor man's Mike Allstott.
Before the injury, well, let's not forget he had an injury last year. So before the injury, I think he was definitely better than what he is now, and a little bit faster than what he is now. So yeah, I'm a discount on that. So 3rd or 4th round, hopefully, if he is there, we do take him because from what we have now, we need an extra running back.
So now you're talking about the Cowboys again. You always got to see the Cowboys.
I sure am.
Wow.
If he's there, I wouldn't mind taking it. And we're known to draft Michigan players. So
now let's get away from the game for a second and let's just talk about the state of college football. Because college football just changed dramatically today.
Yeah.
And is it wide open or is it Georgia and everybody else?
I think it's still Georgia and everybody else because if you look at it, this Michigan team is going to look different next year because they got a lot of guys going to the draft. So you don't know who's coming back and what you're going to get because I think J.J. McCarthy can leave. I know Blake Corum can leave. So just don't know. But I think Georgia, they kind of keep their players intact even though they got no draftees coming out. They still bring a whole new herd in. This Alabama thing kind of opened it up because you're going to have people going to different teams and trying to figure out who's going to be the coach. Maybe they could save them. Texas is going to be somebody that you need to look for.
It's going to be good.
We don't know. I mean, Colorado's doing things, but we don't know what that's going to look like. And so they're going into a new conference. And all these teams going into new conferences is going to make a difference as well.
Oregon just got a big fat question mark because we don't know if their coach is going to be coaching Alabama next year. So we don't know what that looks like. So It's a lot. The state of college football has changed dramatically today. Nick Saban leaving is a massive, massive deal. It not only makes a shift for Alabama, but it shifts the entire SEC because now where the SEC was top heavy with those two teams of Alabama and Georgia, now the only one that you can definitively say is going to be great is Georgia. Ole Miss should be good, but you don't know what Alabama's going to be until that whatever coach is allowed to come in and implement their system.
Do you
And you
think
got to
Milrow
believe.
is going to leave? You think Milrow is going to go? Do you think Milrow will leave, depending on who's the coach?
It's a great question. I got to believe that there's going to be some players that are going to leave. And see, that's the other thing. Those players are going to leave Alabama and Oregon. If it's Oregon, those players are going to leave Oregon. If it's Ole Miss, those players are going to leave Ole Miss. So there's going to be a domino effect to some of this. And so college football is about to experience a shakeup that we didn't all see coming. And the window is short because I think the window for transfer is pretty close to closing. I'll check it real quick. But your best guess, the next coach of Alabama is who?
Dabo.
You think it's Dabo?
I mean, it should be Dabo, but like if the landing thing is what Marco says it is, I mean, but I think it should be Dabo. My thing is all these quarterbacks like Penix coming out, and then you got Bo Nix coming out. The quarterback position for these teams is going to be very important. So if you don't have that next man up, that's to be able to take you to the next level, it's going to be very, very hard for your team. We saw a little bit of it in some of the bowl games, like LSU's quarterback. I think he threw for like 6 touchdowns in the bowl game, so they should be good. And they always have good recruiting classes.
Just real quick for information purposes. There's a 45-day transfer window from the championship selection announcement day to it starts that day, and you have 45 days from that day. So the championship announcement day was what, December?
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
it's probably closing at about 15 or so days.
It's about 15 to 17 days. It can't be much more than that. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens over these next 2 weeks. And kids got to get in school. They got to get in school and get over to their new school and all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds. But anyway, I digress. College football is in for a massive shakeup. But one thing is for certain, we have completed our NFL season, ladies and gentlemen. And we are not going to give you our best, worst, and surprise of week 18. Rather, we are going to give you our best, worst, and surprise of the entire season as we get ready for these playoffs. And so I throw it to my little brother. In the AFC, who was your best? Who was your worst? Who was your biggest surprise? Or would you like me to go first?
In the AFC, I mean, the AFC, I'm going to give it to Baltimore as my best.
Okay.
My surprise is going to be Houston. That's my surprise.
Great choice.
My worst, there's so many to choose from. I'm going to give it to I don't want to give it. I don't want to give it to somebody because like quarterback got injured. So give it to Tennessee.
That was your worst?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Tennessee.
Well, we will agree on one of these. The Ravens for sure were my best. I mean, they look good. And I think not enough is being made about how great those wins were at the end of the season. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I looked at their final 5 or 6 games, I was thinking to myself, they'll probably just split those. They didn't split those. They won those. And they didn't just win those. They won those in convincing fashion. They went through the 40. We all on this show said the 49ers are unstoppable. They can't be beat. Who has enough to beat them? And the Ravens was like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
I mean, and then we were thinking, man, the Miami Dolphins, they look like the greatest show on turf right now. And Ravens was like, hold my other beer. So they look, I don't know how listen, the Ravens look amazing right now. They look like the most balanced team in the NFL. And barring a major collapse or something, knock on wood, something falling apart, they look like they headed to Houston. Like, I don't know how you stop it.
Could both Harbaughs get a championship this year?
It sure is looking that way. Shout out to the Harbaugh family for real, because man, they looking real good this year. So that's my best. My surprise is the Browns, man. Listen, when you lose your starting quarterback, then you lose your backup, then you lose your starting running back, then you lose your backup, then you lose one of your starting cornerbacks. And you now have 20, I think it was 27 or 28% of your top of your payroll is on IR. You're not supposed to go to the playoffs, bro. And then you go get a dude that was literally in the car lane picking up his kids. You call him up and say, man, once you drop off your kids, can you run over here to the practice facility and be our starting quarterback? And then he comes in and throws for the last 4 games 300 yards per game. Man, regardless of what happens, to me, not only is the Brown my surprise team, but I think low-key, Joe Flacco might have came in and snatched the comeback player of the year right out from under Baker Mayfield. Like, he didn't even see it coming. But, I mean, how do you not give it to him, man? That's a comeback for the ages right there.
You give it to both of them. Man.
Now,
I would like to change.
Make a decision.
Yeah, I would like to change my words before you go. I'm going to change my words to the Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers were bad.
Yeah,
the Chargers were bad. You know what? No, I'm not going to change mine. I was going to change mine, but I'm not going to change mine because my worst is the Jets. My worst is the Jets, and not because Aaron Rodgers went down. That happened. But it's the worst because he went down. First of all, you got Aaron Rodgers because your backup quarter or your starting quarterback was so bad. Y'all knew Zach Wilson was bad. Y'all knew that last year. That was the whole reason why you manipulated the system and got Aaron Rodgers in the first place.
Yeah.
Yet you didn't plan to have it just in case the 40-year-old quarterback got hurt. That's terrible, bro. So I completely blame the Jets for what the Jets became. That's just bad management.
Yeah.
That's bad management, bro.
I mean, we never said they were good managers at all. So, I mean, they definitely made some questionable decisions. So, even drafting Zach Wilson was a questionable decision.
That was a questionable decision. All right. So that's my my AFC. My NFC, obviously it's the 49ers, despite the fact that the Ravens monkey stomped them. They're still the best in the NFC by far. With a strong honorable mention, not for the entire Dallas Cowboys, but I will give a great shout out to CeeDee Lamb. Shout out to CeeDee Lamb, who showed the brothers some love on his championship fantasy week and helped him take the title. CeeDee, Me and you ain't never got no beef, brother. We ain't never got no beef. So there you go. My surprise, though, you know what? My surprise is the Philadelphia Eagles. Not in a good way. I am shocked that this is what they've become. I am shocked that they are. Listen, and I think you and I talked on the phone, and I think I told you, I said, man, I think we can beat them the last week. And everybody was like, nah, I don't know about that, Lloyd. Like, I don't know, man. They played some really bad football. I think we could beat them the last week. Now, I thought we could beat them. I didn't know we were going to monkey stomp them.
Hey, and I sure do appreciate that. Us in Cowboy Nation sure do appreciate that.
Hey,
we definitely.
I didn't do it for y'all, but we was just trying to give y'all a little insurance. Ain't nothing wrong with a little life insurance. So, but y'all took care of business, so that's what it was. But the worst to me by far, man, that's obviously it's gotta be the Carolina Panthers. But I think it's because their owner is trash. Like, that dude is trash, bro. Like, you throwing drinks on people, bro, because you frustrated. Like, for real.
If you want your owner all in the videos.
All in the videos.
Throwing
vodka on the players, on the fans.
Coming there, bro.
Yeah. Carolina's a hot mess, bro. They're a hot mess. So that's my worst, man.
My list is exactly what you said. But I got 49ers and the Cowboys at the top.
Okay.
Exactly. It couldn't play out any better than that because Eagles just how you go from 10-1.
I don't understand that, man. I love it.
I love it, but I mean,
cause see, I don't know if y'all won the division as much as they just kind of handed it to you. They was like, we good. But
however,
the streak is still alive, baby. 19 straight years, no back-to-back champions in the NFC East. It does not happen. We don't do back.
However you want to slice it, I'll take it.
Hey, however you want to slice, there you go. So that brings us to 3.5. Before we get to the final picks of the night, we got some NBA news. We're going to get to it quickly. Some of you may or may not have heard, but Ja Morant is out. He is done for the season. And let me explain what happened. It was
his trigger finger.
Saturday night, he went and had set out the game because of he felt kind of like a twinge in his shoulder. They wasn't really sure what it was, but they said, "Oh man, he's gonna have to sit out. He's not doing well." Well, it turns out that twinge was more than a twinge. It was something really, really bad, and he's gonna have to have surgery. I was gonna look up the exact verbiage so you guys can hear it. Because
you know how that happens, right? You know how that happens, right?
Well, that brings us to this conversation I want to have real quick about him, because he is, and we've had this conversation on air before. He reminds me so much of Derrick Rose, because Derrick has that violent, wild, I'm trying to kill you mentality, which I appreciate. But the way Ja does it, it's a little too much sometimes. And here's the exact verbiage. He suffered a subluxation of his right shoulder, and it's an ongoing soreness and instability and a tear in his labrum, which is why he has to have surgery.
You know how that happens, right? He was at the gun range. And he had the AK-47 right here. And then the recoil. That's the recoil.
I'm not doing this with you. The thoughts of Chad Major, my little brother, do not fall in congruence with those of Noise Media.
It's a recoil entry, man. Recoil.
No, it is not recoil. Shame on you. Shame on you. God don't like ugly. But God don't like petty. I like petty, but God don't like petty. No, all jokes aside, Ja's going to have to figure out how to be aggressive and how to attack without putting his body in danger. Because he falls, he doesn't just fall, but he falls from tremendous heights. And so he's way up in the air trying to do violent dunks. And when he misses, he's got to fall awkwardly in this. And man, your body can't take that. And I just think John's got to figure out how to shift his game out a little bit. And I think he'll be the better. And in concert with that, some breaking news for the Grizzlies, they have decided to waive Bismarck Biyombo, which is interesting because I think Bismarck is the kind of player that could come in, and if you have a contending team, he might be able to help that team. So it'll be interesting to see where Bismarck who he falls to for the remaining of the season. But
we
anyway,
definitely have a jersey for him.
Anyway, you want everybody. But we do want to ask this question. Based on where we are now, which we're inching closer to the halfway point of the season, who would you say must make a trade? They have no choice. They must make a trade. Lakers are playing better.
The Golden State Warriors.
Huh?
The Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
We must make a trade. We shall make a trade. We shall make a trade. We will make a trade.
Okay.
That man, I've been hearing and I've been pondering this DeJounte Murray I heard today.
That's not gonna happen. That's somebody's weak dream. You sent me that foolishness. That's not why. Why would you do that?
I don't know. It just sounded good.
No, it's not gonna happen.
But the realistic one that I want is Pascal Siakam. I think Pascal Siakam.
That one could happen. I think Pascal Siakam is going to happen. It's just a matter of where. I think because they clearly want to build around Scotty Barnes. If you listen to their coach last night, we'll get to that rant here in a minute.
What about in Chicago? Shouldn't they break that up?
I think the Zach LaVine thing is going to happen. It's just a matter of where.
But you don't want him, right?
I want a point guard.
I know you want.
And I prefer a 3-and-D point guard. I don't want to give up the farm to get the point guard, but we need a point guard. We need somebody that can score that won't disrupt the defensive philosophies that we have.
So you want to go to the A?
I mean, I heard there's some good things in the A besides wings. That's what I've heard.
You want to go to the A like I want to go to the A.
Well, but you want to go to the A for all the wrong reasons. Y'all don't need DeJounte Murray. We need DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
Y'all got Chris when he's healthy.
That's a big asterisk question mark. I thought he was gonna be healthy. I thought he was gonna make it. He didn't make it.
Well, but he's injured now. So at least it ain't during the playoffs. He's just getting a 4 to 6 week break.
I'm not holding my.
He'll come back after the All-Star game, and he'll be fine. Okay. Maybe that's his last injury for the year.
He gonna give you him out in trade.
He gonna give you one. So he gave it to you early as opposed to late. That's a blessing.
We're gonna ship him out in the trade. It's cool.
Do you want DeJounte over Pascal? I think y'all need Pascal.
I think we need him too. Yeah, I'd rather have Pascal.
The two trades that I would like to see go down are both with the Warriors and the Lakers. I'd like to see the Warriors get Pascal Siakam. I'd like to see the Lakers get DeJounte Murray. And then I think if that happened, those two teams now to me are on par with the Nuggets. And then let's just see what happens. At that point, let's just see what happens. That to me, that makes everything balanced across the way. So, but those are the two that I think need to make a trade for sure. What do you think about your boy's return? You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited because we definitely missed him. Some of those games that we lost, we definitely needed his presence, and we could have definitely won because we gave up some big leads on a lot of games. So we definitely need him to try to get.
I don't think Jokic hits that shot if Draymond's in the game.
Yeah, nah.
I don't think he hits that shot.
We definitely need him for his defensive presence. So we'll see how his attitude is. See, if it's different. I mean, he's got to be Draymond, but to what extent? We'll see.
Breaking news for those who are in the city of Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville just got their biggest win of the Kenny Payne era by beating the 11-4 Miami Hurricanes. A shocker of all shocker, ladies and gentlemen. Louisville Cardinals, 6-9 Louisville Cardinals just beat the Miami Hurricanes 80-71 on the road.
Is that going to have him keep his job? Is that a job?
It's going to help. That helps. That definitely helps. That's a big win. That's a big win. That's the biggest win he's had so far. That's by far the biggest win he's had so far. I'm glad to see Draymond back. I hope he's gotten what he needed. And I hope that he can become the man that he wants to become and still be Draymond. Because they need him to be Draymond. So there were two other upsets last night. The number 1 team and number 2 team in the nation went down. Let me just tell y'all something. Men's basketball right now in college basketball, not very good to me. They're just okay. These teams are okay. They're all about the same. Anybody can be beat on any given night. It's just okay. The women's game, wow. I sat and watched 3 women's games back to back on Saturday, and they were all good. The women's Final Four is going to be incredible. Just cannot wait. Cannot wait. So, okay, let's get to the one everybody wants to see. I know this is what everybody came to see tonight. In addition to talking about Nick Saban, everybody wants to hear this rant. I will not hold it back from you any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest rants of all time, the coach of the Toronto Raptors.
23 free throws in that fourth quarter. What did you?
Thank you, Doug. That's outrageous. What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like how to play the game.
Yeah.
I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible as Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force.
Is Scotty Barnes an all-star player? Oh, I'm sorry.
And trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They had to win tonight? Complete crap.
Well, I don't think he liked the way the game was called last night.
He had an issue. He had an issue with that.
Apparently, he was upset.
Scotty Barnes is an all-star. Okay.
I watched the game last night. I thought. The Lakers got a lot of calls in the second half.
Okay.
Let's be clear. They did. They got 23 foul calls in the second half.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Now, some of that was the end of the game. And so, you get those calls at the end of the game. Now, AD got 11 shots last night. But he plays inside mostly. I don't know if Scotty Barnes was attacking like that last night. I don't remember him attacking like that last night. I don't know. That is a big discrepancy. I won't hold you 23-2.
Yeah.
Seems a little off, but I don't know.
Where was the game, in LA or Toronto?
It was in LA. It was in LA. I mean, they definitely got some home cooking. I mean, I'd be lying if they say they didn't. They got some home cooking.
I mean, I like it to the fact that the coach, stuck up for his players. I mean, that's cool.
Ain't nothing wrong with a coach sticking up for his players.
Yeah. I mean, but 23-2, that's crazy.
Well,
even, how you slice it, that's still crazy. But I mean, if the Lakers were being more physical, then I could see that. And like you said, at the end of the game, those those ticky-tack fouls definitely add up. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I felt like the Lakers were the more aggressive team last night. I'm gonna be honest with you. But shout out to Durant though. Now Durant was fired. Durant was fired. I'm gonna give him an A+ for Durant. Scotty Barnes is an almost all-star caliber player.
Now that's a fat phase on a lie. That's a fat phase on a lie right there.
You're supposed to say Scotty Barnes is dope as dope can be or something. I don't know. But I get what he was trying to say. But listen, Durant was fired. I'm gonna give him a lot of credit for Durant.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't. I don't know. I don't know if they should have gotten what he said they should have gotten. Maybe that wasn't quite right. But nevertheless, he let his point be known. Can't wait to see what that fine gonna look like because they're about to find the ish out of him.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what happens when they go back to Toronto. See if it gets
right. Maybe they'll get some better calls in Toronto. Okay. So that brings us to number 5, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the question. Number 5 is the 5 picks, the NFL wild card playoff predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Me and my brother about to give y'all these playoff predictions as to who we think are going to win this weekend in wild card weekend. So without further ado, let's start it up. First wild card game is your let's start in the AFC. We've got the Cleveland Browns versus the Houston Texans, the 5 seed Cleveland Browns versus the 4 seed Houston Texans. Who you got, little bro?
Golly, you had to start it off like that?
You got started like that.
Golly, man, because I can make a case for both of these teams winning, but
they both coming in pretty good, man.
But I think that
somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose.
Golly, I think the experience is going to catch up with Texans, and I think Cleveland will pull it out.
You going Cleveland? Okay. I first of all, I love Cleveland's defense. I think it is a top 5 defense in the league right now. However, Houston is riding a wave right now. They just had the championship game in their building. The city is buzzing. They just claimed the divisional title on a Jacksonville loss, which that was stunning this past weekend, by the way. Jacksonville almost got my worst, for real though. But Houston they riding the wave right now. I think they got one more in them. Give me the Houston Texans taking it at home. They got one more in them.
I don't mind them if they win or what, but I mean, I would be happy if they win. So.
All right. The night game on Saturday is the Miami Dolphins versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And just to give you an idea about that game, the temperature is already predicted to be negative 12 degrees.
Golly.
Negative 12 degrees. This is easy for me. With all due respect to what the Dolphins have done this season, and I have thoroughly enjoyed their Hard Knocks. It's been really good. The brothers Ingrid go into Kansas City in negative 12 degrees and win nothing. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, negative 12 degrees. Miami seen that. Don't know what that feel like. Kansas City.
Nah. Yeah, give me. John said the Dolphins. I don't get it. I don't see it. All right. The Sunday 1 p.m. game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Buffalo Bills. Let me just start by saying this. I have no idea how the Steelers have pulled this off. But they have. It's been unbelievable. To me, the three candidates for coaches of the year have to be Stefanski for the Browns, Steichen for the Colts, and Mike freaking Tomlin. Because I don't know how he's done this. He has no. Oh, and D'Amico. I'm sorry, I forgot D'Amico Ryan. But Mike freaking Tomlin got to be there too. This man has no quarterback. This man didn't have TJ Watt for some of the season, and not going to have him this. I don't think he's going to have him this weekend either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But somehow they have pulled this thing off, and they are in the playoffs. And he has never had a losing season. With that being said, I just don't see them going to Buffalo. And I know John is calling for the upset. Listen, that would be one of the all-time greatest upsets in the history of the NFL playoffs. Josh is going to totally go now. I'll give you that, John. Josh is going to throw 3 interceptions. That's for sure. But that don't mean they're going to lose. He threw 2 this weekend. But that don't mean they're going to lose. So give me
TJ Watt chasing them. I don't see it.
That's the only thing. If TJ Watt were playing, I'd give the Steelers a fighting chance. But I don't think that. I think TJ Watt is out. If I'm not mistaken, TJ Watt is out. And so, with that being said, give me the Buffalo Bills in their building, getting it done, taking the title, man, taking the wild card round. So
I'm gonna go with you on that. Like you said, TJ Watt out. Even though they still have some players over there, I don't.
They still got players. I just don't think they can pull it off without TJ. They need that pass rush. So, all right. Then we got the 4:30 game, one that is near and dear to your heart, bro. The Green Bay Packers and Buddy Love. Jordan Love will come and play against your Cowboys, man. What you saying? What you thinking?
I feel good. I feel good about it. We're at home, undefeated at home, so we play better at home, definitely. And I don't see that changing right now. So I'm going Cowboys.
Surely, the Cowboys are not going to lose to the Green Bay Packers on week 1, right? Surely.
If McCarthy wants his job, they will not lose.
Surely they're not going to let the rookie quarterback, Jordan Love, a.k.a. Buddy Love, come in and tear them apart, right? Right? That's not going to happen, right? Right?
I predict Deron Bland pick 6.
Okay. Well, then in that case, reluctantly, I'm going to say the Cowboys.
Why reluctant?
Because I don't know if I have the faith that I don't know if I have the same faith for them that you do.
Of course you don't, but of course
I don't know if I have the same faith that you do.
But I mean, I think they can contain. I think they can contain Love.
We'll see. The Sunday night game is the Rams and the Detroit Lions, or what everybody is calling the Matthew Stafford Bowl. This is going to be a fun game. To me, the most dangerous team in the NFC right now is the Rams, because it seems like a team that I thought was not any good and was just playing some horrible football early in the year. They've turned that thing completely around, and now you got to come see Aaron Donald. Ooh, I don't know, man. I love Detroit, and I love what they stand for, and I love their season. But I don't know, man. That getting screwed by y'all in Dallas might have cost them their first round win because I think they're gonna lose this game. I think they're gonna lose this game. Give me the Rams.
I don't know. I think they have two capable running backs.
They
wide
do?
receivers. You got wide receivers. But Rams have Puka Nakua and Cooper Kupp. And they got that bad man, Aaron Donald.
Rams got a guy that's gonna make Jared Goff's day very long. He's gonna be out there, Geno Smith. Oh God. I
think I'm gonna go Detroit. I think they'll devise a plan to try to double team Donald.
You sticking with Detroit? Detroit football.
I'm gonna go with Detroit, man. We'll see.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Shout out to UCF, by the way, who just pulled off the upset against Kansas, and Mississippi State, who just pulled off the upset against Tennessee. The number 3 and number 5 teams just went down. So in 2 days, the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, and number 5 teams in the nation have all been taken down. It's gonna be a sorry excuse for a tournament. Okay. And then the final game of the weekend, Monday night, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The fact that we are pausing tells us everything we need to know about this pick.
Philadelphia's not healthy. The quarterback's not healthy. AJ Brown's not healthy. I'm going with Buccaneers.
Well, I think they are playing. I'm hearing that they are going to play, but they're not healthy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers.
I can't believe I'm saying this either. Cam is somewhere smiling from ear to ear, but give me Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah,
I think they're going to pull off and then it wouldn't be an upset because they're the higher seed. But yeah, I think Tampa Bay's going to pull it off. So there you go. That's it. That's our wild card picks for the NFL wild card round. Bro, who are you shouting out before we get off the line today?
Shouting out those national champion Wolverines. Definitely shouting them out. It's definitely a good season. Kind of still hard to believe that they actually pulled it off. So definitely shouting them out. Shouting out my fam watching. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the 5 Nation watching and everybody commenting and getting to the show. Definitely good to be back and talking sports. And definitely shouting out you and Reggie and Cam in the absence. First show in the new year, so keeping it going, man.
It is definitely call out season right now in America. Cat Williams started it off for 2024. While we were on the air, Stephen A. Smith just called out Jason Whitlock. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what kind of beef they got going, but they calling each other out. Aaron Rodgers is calling out. So shout out to call out season. I don't know where this is going, but it is interesting and wildly entertaining. So we're gonna see where it all heads going into the rest of the year. It's crazy, but that's where we are. Everybody getting their call out on them. I thought the COVID with stitches got stitches, but whatever. A collective happy trails to Nick Saban and a well done, sir. You are the GOAT. Can't argue with none of that. We'll see what happens with your homie, Bill Belichick. By the time we come back, he may be gone as well. I want to give a shout out to my wife who got me just healthy enough to come on here and do this tonight. But I'm back. I'm going back in hiding for a few more days because I want to give y'all my best. Even now, I feel like I'm just struggling. I'm struggling over here, y'all. But But thank you, Chad, for holding me down. I
No
appreciate
problem,
you.
no problem, bro.
That's what a good little brother is for. Appreciate you, man. And Five
Yes, sir.
Nation, I appreciate y'all for holding me down. John is always Five Nation to the day he died. I love him so much. And he breaking news right now. It's already starting. See, it's already starting. Ryan Williams, number 9 overall recruit for Alabama, decommitting. Stay on your Twitter. Stay on your X, because you about to see a whole bunch of them go down, baby. You about to see a whole bunch of them go down. I can promise
If
you.
you want to win, go to Michigan, Ryan.
I'm going to see a whole bunch of them go down. Promise you that. That's going to happen. So with that being said, sports is in the zone right now, man. And so let's just keep it going, man. We appreciate y'all. God willing, I'll be back to 100% next week, and we'll be back next Wednesday to do it all over again. That's my little brother, Chad Major. He's the greatest of all time. And we will see y'all next week right here on The Five.
Five will get you 10 when you're plugging in with the five. There's no mystery. Let's make history with the five. Oh, the strong 2 and 3.